Hey guys, we're here today with one of my favourite people in the world, Lauren Trlin. Lauren is not only a business coach, she's not only a personal coach, I like to call her a success coach. I actually wanted to start with one of my favourite people, but I think actually one of your favourite people,
Okay.
Oprah.
Oh my god, so glad we mentioned Oprah. Where do I begin?
It's easy for us to say, you know what, she just was really lucky.
No way.
But
No way.
I think potentially there's something more to it than that.
Definitely. I did a lot of research into looking at, what are the factors that make someone truly successful, and I kept coming back to the same thing. I honestly think that mindset is that key piece, that once you have that in place, it becomes so much easier to get to where you need to get to reach those goals that you've set out. I always say your business will only go as far as you can go, and so if at any point someone feels as though they're stuck in a rut or they're not getting anywhere or their business isn't working, it always comes back to the same thing, mindset. I actually set out on a little bit of a find my life purpose experiment and got really curious about the world and what I was into, and went out there and it actually took a while, about really exploring who am I authentically, taking away all the layers of who I think I should be. What is it that I really want to do in this world? What does my vision for my life look like? A year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I don't have to have crystal clear clarity around it, but I need to know what direction I'm moving in. And also getting really clear around what my core values are, because a lot of us think that we know what our values are. People will be like, oh yeah, I'm into health and fitness, but then when they start to dig, it doesn't actually turn out to be a value of theirs. And so, getting the values part of the piece of the puzzle in place is really, really important, and then knowing, attributing a purpose to your life, I think, is fundamental. The purpose being that thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, that is larger than just you are. Well, why are we constantly checking goals off our list if those goals aren't in alignment with the direction that we're headed in? Why would I be setting a goal over here when actually this is the direction that I want to move in? So by understanding what my vision is, what my values are, what my purpose is, my goals then need to be in alignment with that. Otherwise, waste of time and energy, in my opinion. What I know about my life is that this is my vision over here. The way in which that unfolds from where I am now, I'm not particularly bothered by it, because that unfolds in the way that it needs to. So, as Oprah says, you take one step in the right direction, you stand there, you assess, see how it unfolds, how the path unfolds ahead of you, then you take the next step. But all you need to know is the direction in which you're headed.
If you had to list 3 of the best books that someone could read if they were unhappy with their life, they wanted to change and they don't know where to start, what are your 3 best?
Oh boy. I think a great business text to start with, to start seeing, talking about benchmarking and excellence for people that have done things in business, is Tools of Titans by Tim Ferriss. It's really great. You can read a few pages at a time. And it really sets out the formula and systems that people have established for their own success. I think that's a brilliant one. In terms of manifestation, there is a really great book called Ask and It Is Given, and it starts to explain what that process is. Think of a third book. I think it would be something by Eckhart Tolle, so The Power of Now, or A New Earth. I actually love A New Earth.
They're pretty heavy.
They are, but if you read a few chapters of it and you get the basics from it, those basics can completely transform your life. Just understanding the concept of the present moment, I think, is fundamental. So many people are either stuck in the past or they're stuck in the future, and they're creating all of these fears around what that potential future looks like, when actually all we need to do is just be in the present moment. So just being able to understand how the concept of this present moment, knowing how to utilize the law of attraction, and then looking for benchmarks of excellence of how you live your life, and using people as examples for how you can design your own definition of success. I think get those 3 things aligned and you're good to go.
What do you think actually is the biggest stumbling block that you see amongst your clients in, say, women with their own businesses, women who want to start their own businesses or have their own businesses?
The thing is, people tend to come in with what in coaching we call a safe problem. So they're like, I'm procrastinating, I feel like I'm stuck, I'm doing the same thing over and over again, I'm in this loop and I can't break out of it. The procrastination is always as a result of a fear that people perceive to be lying ahead of them. And once you start to explore that fear, a lot of the times it always comes down to the same thing. And it sounds very simple, but it's all around self-love. Someone's going through certain things, I like to ask themselves, well, how are you filling up your own cup? How do you show love to yourself? How do you look after yourself? Yeah.
People used to always say to me, what is it that you like doing, Kate? And I used to think, I don't know. Like, I kind of like lots of stuff.
Yeah.
I went back to what I did when I was 5.
Yes.
When I had no other agenda. So when you're 5, you do things for... You
Yourself.
don't do it because you think to yourself, well, this would be good for my education.
Yeah.
Or you don't think, you know what, this is going to earn me a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
You don't think of those things. You
just
just
do what
do
feels
stuff.
good.
You do what feels good, right?
Yeah.
And for me, I actually realised I used to spend my whole life Lego building. From there, I was then able to actually create a life that was around that. And now I know what excites me.
Yes.
I don't know what tomorrow brings.
Yeah.
I just, as you said, go in the direction of the light,
Yep.
which is essentially, for me, creation and innovation.
Yep. And I think, like, you know, the clues don't lie in our future, they actually lie in our past. And a lot of the work that I do is about going back to the very, very basics, like you said, exactly, like, what did you love doing as a child?
What did you love doing when you were
I was very creative, very curious, a little bit cheeky and naughty, so I like to kind of, I got a bit of like a...
Dude.
Yeah!
And you mentioned vision boarding earlier.
Yeah.
I don't have a vision board per se, but actually on my desktop is my vision board. So do you think that's a useful exercise?
Oh, totally. It's actually one of the workshops that I run because it's so simple yet really, really effective and it allows people to get out of their brain and into their heart space. You know,
and you like to put whatever you want on a vision board.
Totally. And you
like there's no rules, is there?
No, absolutely no rules. A really funny thing that I had a high-flying corporate lawyer come to one of my vision board sessions, and he found an image of like a model with like sticking her fingers up to the world with like jewelry on it, and it was just so hilarious that, you know, this middle-aged man like picked an image that was really rebellious and a little bit naughty. Actually, mine always tends to go over the edges of the board or be like double-sided. I cannot constrain myself to one page, but I feel like that sums me up perfectly. I think the beauty of that meditation is that we actually have all the answers within ourselves, but we have learned to not trust our own inner voice. And we have to learn to distinguish between the voice of others, which can be a lot louder than what our inner voice is, and also the voice of our ego that tends to pop in sometimes when we're doing something a bit out of our comfort zone. Steven Spielberg says, you know, it's a whisper. And, you know, we can drown it out. Like, it gets drowned out a lot by the noise of the outside world, but we have to listen to that whisper that's tugging us in a certain direction and acknowledge it.
Any regrets?
No, because it's led me to this path.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, but, you know...
But surely you have, like, one that you're like, God damn, I totally should not have done that.
Yeah, I think, if anything, my biggest regrets have come from... If I was to, you know, call them regrets, because I think everything's a learning experience, in not listening to my inner voice and thinking that I had to do things a certain way, follow certain rules, satisfy the needs of others ahead of my own. And every time I didn't live in alignment with who I truly was and what I felt like I needed to do, was a path that was probably harder than it needed to be. So, you know, if there's a voice inside of you that's saying, like, this isn't quite right, that voice knows what it's on about.
I know that you're actually got an e-course coming up.
Yes.
It starts on Monday.
Yes, launching next week. Yes. No one is getting us to reconnect with what this vision is, what our values are, and what our purpose is. And you get those in place, and then it's much easier to know which goals and strategies to set, which actions to take in order to move forward.
So laurentrlin.com is the website, and you can actually follow Lauren on Instagram. Her handle is at Lauren Trlin.
Yeah.
So go and check her out. I should say that she does these Insta stories like pretty much most days that are phenomenal. So she kind of gives everyone like a little tip, like once a day, like, you know, what you should be doing. Yep. I am addicted. I like literally stalk your Insta stories like every day. You must be like, oh, look, it's Dr. Kate again. Like, thank you so much for your time.
You're so welcome. Thank you.
You are so amazing, and I'm super grateful to have had to
Likewise.
talk to you.
Thank you.
See you guys.
See ya.
Have a good day.
Bye.